let's see how I can invite. Hold on a second. Just inviting Claudia. Saf. Let's see. Hey. Hello, Saf. Yay. Okay. Hey, Emily. Hi. Okay, let's see if this works. Come on, Claudia. Okay. Claudia, I'm inviting you already, so maybe get off and come back. Maybe that works. Sorry, I haven't done many of this, as you can tell. So you should receive the request outside of the live chat. Maybe. Yeah!
So bad at this. How are you?
We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm good. How are you?
So good. I'm so excited to chat.
Yeah. We had a few girls from the retreat joining us today.
Oh, hi Shawnee. Hi Saf. Who else is here? Oh, still don't know what I'm doing. Second live and still figuring it out. So.
Yeah, same. So yeah, well, thank you so much for coming and joining me. This is the second live chat that I do, so it's quite exciting.
Amazing. Mine's is second as well. So there we go.
Yeah. That's why it's tricky, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I'm so excited that you're joining me. And what I would like to do is just a series of live chats where I invite people that I feel that are soul-led business owners. Yeah. And obviously you are in that list of people. And it's not very hard to tell, when we met. Please explain how we met, where we met, and.
Well, I think it's so funny. My screen keeps going dark. There we go. So Vanessa joined on one of our yoga retreats, and it was right after you quit your job, and it was the State of Salt Yoga by Charlotte retreat hosted by Sjana, and you were probably the first person to book completely. You were just so committed and so great for you. So it was perfect.
Yeah, it worked out very, very good. I have never been to a yoga retreat before. I'm not like a super yogi myself. I do some yoga, but not like that level. So I was quite intimidated. But I shared the other day on the post that I knew about this by Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because I love their jewelry. I love their brand. I think it's beautiful. And I saw that they had 2K followers.
I saw that.
Yeah. when you open the bookings. So I was like, this is a big sign for me, because I have always felt that connection with number 22. Like every time that 22 is in my life, it's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. And it was coincidental with me quitting my job. So I pretty much paid for the retreat with my annual leave. So it felt just perfect. I was like, yes, I'm going to have this little holiday before, and it was way more than a holiday. Like it was way more than what I was expecting.
4 months went for or something? 4 months before and after.
Wow. Like I still have no words to describe what we lived there, and knowing that you made that possible. You know, that you told me that you're younger than I am, and I was like, how this little thing is able to put all of this together by herself and make it so seamless and so, yeah, just perfect. It was perfect. I really have no words. So
my head is,
I guess.
Ego, thanks. From my head, I was thinking like, oh my God, that's not done right, and that's not done right. So I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
No, but I think you could tell that all of us were feeling amazing during that retreat. So you have to know that that's because of you. So thanks a lot. And yeah, I would love to hear more about your brand. What is your brand? When did it start? Like, why? Tell me everything about it.
Yeah. So State of Salt started, I registered State of Salt as a company immediately from the get-go. I always knew I had big plans. I don't play it small very well. So I was teaching yoga and, sorry, let's go back. Before that, I was living in America. So I grew up dancing, and I won a full scholarship to a college in America for dance. So I moved when I was, just before I turned 19, I moved over there. And when you missed a dance class or an acting class or a musical theatre class, you had to take a yoga class to make up for it. And I really liked going to the yoga classes that I'd voluntarily go instead of when I missed a class. So I was going voluntarily, and then college finished and I was still going to yoga. I moved back to Australia and I won a Pilates teacher training on Instagram. So I was living in Melbourne at the time, and they flew me to Sydney, and I started teaching I did the training and I started teaching Pilates, and I still had this big craving for yoga because I still wasn't teaching. It was still my passion. So I went to India, to Rishikesh, did my teacher training for 5 weeks and traveled a bit after, came home, and fortunately it just aligned. A lot of people wanted to work at some of the bigger yoga studios in Melbourne, and there was one that was a little bit more casual. It's called Yoga 213. It's my favorite studio in Melbourne, and it was a hip-hop yoga studio. So they'd play hip-hop music while we'd do yoga. So it was really fun, really cool, and it was my vibe. So I started teaching this straight away, and then I started running my own events, and I thought, oh, I need to kind of register State of Salt. And the name came because we actually had intentions to open a yoga studio with a salt wall. It never came to fruition, and lots of other studios started opening salt wall yoga studios. So I was like, oh, I'll just leave it for now, and that's our name. But I always wanted it to be something about the ocean and the serotonin boost you get by the salt from the ocean. So that really stuck with me. It's something that I'm really passionate about, being near nature and the ocean. So we kept that, and I started running yoga and wine events. Yoga first, then wine. And then I thought, oh, really cool, but how can I make this bigger? And I started the 4-day retreats, and then COVID hit. And so all of COVID, it was just a struggle to figure out how I'm going to have a business, have income. Everyone was in the same boat. And then after COVID, it really boomed for me. And that's when we started running the retreats full time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sounds like very fast. Like all the other things happen quite like one after the other. Seems like everything was happening for you, and you were just embracing all the opportunities.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. When I first heard about this retreat and I saw your brand, I actually thought that you were like a super big brand, and that's the feeling that I got from outside without knowing anything about you. And that feeling, that connection with the beach, that like it felt like so good, like that you're describing. It's
Yeah.
what people perceive from the outside without knowing anything. So branding on spot.
Thank you. Well, that's the whole. So when you are near the ocean, it is this negative ion that releases that serotonin. And our whole mission at State of Soul is to enrich and enhance people's lives. And being in nature and being by those negative ions, that's what you get. You get this feeling of serotonin, of euphoric state. And that's what I want everyone to feel. And not only by being by the ocean, but giving people these experiences that they wouldn't have in their everyday life that gets to elevate them by meeting new people, stories. You know, you've got amazing stories that people would have just heard and fell in love with and touched their heart. So yeah.
And that's exactly what you're doing. So so really good. Okay, so what's next for State of Salt?
What's next? So we've just announced our first international yoga retreat. It's partnered with my favorite jewelry company, Logan Hollowell Jewelry, and they are a LA-based jewelry company. They only use recycled gold and sustainable diamonds or gemstones. So this is one of the necklaces. My boyfriend got this for my birthday. Good on him.
Well done.
So we're partnered with them and another instructor because obviously in Australia we can't leave the country. So I have a really beautiful instructor that is the creative director of Cirque du Soleil. She's from France, and then the girls from LA, obviously we're all kind of working together to make that possible, and just really exploring our next few retreats that we have coming up overseas. We're going to be working in Italy, Mallorca, LA, and New York as well, that we haven't announced. Hopefully both those one day soon.
Yeah, well, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And that really sounds really good. I can't wait to travel.
We'll have to work together. Yeah.
What, sorry?
We'll have to work together on those ones. We'll have to get crystals in there somewhere.
Yes. Especially the second one.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So, okay, with going back to our retreat and how there's a lot of the girls around just saying hi. It's so cool. What did you feel was the highlight or something that that was very, very special for you during the retreat? I mean, everything was special. Like, it's very difficult to pinpoint one thing, but what was
on our retreat, the one that we did, the State of Salt Yoga by Charlotte retreat, the most special thing to me was probably when we did the honesty circle. Everybody opened up and just shared that they were healing through, and it was so beautiful, and it really brings people together. And storytelling to me is so important. It was a part of my yoga teacher training, and everybody went up and sat and shared a story. And you just learn so much. It makes everybody so kind and so humble. It reminds you that everyone's going through something. Even if somebody maybe isn't going through something at that point in their life, it just shows you to always be kind because you don't know what's going on. So to me, that's probably my favorite part and the biggest takeaway, I think.
Yeah, I think that was massive for all of us. And it was very clear to me, you know, when at the beginning, I didn't even know what to expect, right? So I went there, and for some reason, I felt, well, this is going to be like super high level yoga people, and with their beautiful active wear or whatever, and me here with, you know, I have no idea. So that was kind of maybe that my thought. But when you meet someone, you have this first impression, and then I don't know, you have this feeling about this person, can be right or wrong, whatever, but it's just the outside. And when you start connecting to that other person and you start seeing a little bit more of how they interact with one another, you start gaining a little bit more sight of maybe who they are. But when we opened that circle, it was, yeah, it was like completely unzipping like everything, and you could really see through everyone. And it, yeah, it was so special. And thinking that so many times we cross with people that we maybe unconsciously we just judge, or we think, oh, they have perfect life, or they're doing so good and I'm doing whatever. But all of us are going through something, and all of us are healing from something. And being able to see that firsthand there, and it makes you appreciate how powerful each individual is. And if these people came together, like 20 people came together being strangers, and we left the place being all sisters, yeah, that's like the potential of connection with any random person on the street, you know. So it's, I think it's just so, so beautiful. I really, really love that. So that you are creating events that can hold the space for these things to happen, that's big. That's really big. So you should feel very, very proud of yourself for just making it happen. And I'm super grateful that you took the leap of faith and say, yeah, I've got this. I'm gonna make it happen, because otherwise I would have never lived that experience. So the impact that your work and your passion and your motivation has in people is massive. So you have to always remember that.
You're really good at blowing up my ego tonight. In the screen soon.
All right. Okay. Let's move on then. Maybe I'll stop saying good things to you. What about the future, as in 5 years time or 10 years time? What's your big vision with State of Salt? Where do you see yourself?
I think this new COVID has really thrown me off. My whole intention has always ever been, for the last 10 years, open a yoga studio. And even the reason that we moved to Byron Bay, I wanted to open a yoga studio and it fell through. I've tried to open yoga studios multiple times. It's always fallen through. So kind of just sitting with that at the moment. And there's been lots of opportunities to, release an app, release a YouTube channel. And at the moment, I'm really comfortable with figuring out and taking time figuring out where State of Salt retreats are going, and, taking the international market at the moment. And I'm really loving doing these Instagram lives and kind of talking and connecting. It speaks to me a little more, and it feels a little bit more authentic for State of Salt. So yeah, just get slow at the moment and letting things evolve naturally, and not forcing something like the studio anymore. Yeah, just kind of with this outbreak at the moment, I'm just kind of sitting still. But maybe something to do with podcasts could be on the cards, keep going with the Instagram live, and definitely lots more retreats internationally. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I realized this past months, weeks, I've gained so much clarity where I want to take this that I'm doing with Bondi Letters.
Can you tell us?
Yes.
Good.
I think you're going to be happy.
Okay, good.
Yes. So the retreat was like a little bit of an opening for me. Then I had this road trip for 2 weeks where I kept evolving what I felt and gaining more clarity. And then I've just finished this beautiful small business course with Emma Kate. She's so lovely, and Gemma Peanut. They're two lovely girls. And I have just finished it. And during the first module and the pre-work of the whole course, was about finding your why, like why you're doing what you're doing and where is this taking you. So I started kind of putting together all that I've been feeling, and my vision was just crystal clear. Like,
that's so good.
it I'm so happy. You'll see. Wait and see. So what I would like to do eventually with Bondi Letters is to have this beautiful big space where women can come and just stay together, work together, to work on their side hustles and their small businesses.
Yeah.
And I would like to provide the tools and maybe through networking, the skills that they might need to take that leap and leave their 9 to 5 and embrace that passion project that they have and pursue that. So transition from a career that it's just a box to what they really have to be doing in life. So yeah. I'd love to hold the space for them emotionally as well. And so, yeah, just have this beautiful network of women that are already super skilled. Like, say, we have accountants, we have lawyers, we have graphic designers, we have everything, you know, that we can tap into each other's skills and go for our dreams, really, and help them connect with their dharma and help them find it and chase it. So because I've done it. So I was working as an architect and I managed to get out of that and do this full time now. And if I can do it, I'm sure that anyone can do it. So I just want to push everyone to do this as well, because it feels so good. And so I realized that I want to be that person helping them out and maybe doing some women's circle and workshops about goal setting and mindset and all of these things that I'm super passionate about, because I love personal development and I just love everything growing. And so I even registered a name already. I can't tell you yet, but I even registered a different name just in case. And so through doing this course, the small business course, we have a Facebook group and we started just talking about coaching and mentors and blah, blah. So somebody shared a directory with a lot of coaches, and I could see like life coaches, spiritual coaching, career coaching, everything you find, relationship coaching, etc. And I saw the top bar said, become a coach. I was like, become a coach. I hit the button. I started reading through and I fell in love so deeply with everything they had to offer that I already signed up actually, and I'm going to start my coaching training in October.
That's perfect for you. You in a nutshell. So I'm so happy for you. That's just amazing.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, you have no idea. When I pressed that button, I was like, oh, I paid the deposit already. And it's like, oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah, done. I read somewhere something about the power of putting money to a decision. And as soon as you put a financial deposit down, something financially, you are like X amount times going to commit more, because you're like, all right, this can't fail. Like, I've got to do this because I put 4,000 down now, so I have to do it. So that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks. I am so excited. And I really feel that is going to give me all the tools that I might not have yet. I know that I have the skills from the heart to connect with people, to encourage people to grow, to see more things, to help them clarify some stuff that they might be going through. And I'm super connected with my intuition as well. So I think that plays a big role in all of this. But having yeah, just learning how I can, you know, embrace all of that and push it and make it even bigger and better. It's, yeah, I'm so happy.
So good. I'm so happy for you.
So yeah, that's where Bondi Letters is heading.
Perfect.
It's gonna be good.
That's amazing.
Thanks. Yay. So that's for me. And then I've got a couple of questions here for you.
Lordy.
Yes. 3 key moments in your life that scared you, that took you where you are today.
Yeah, I wrote these down because I was like, what am I going to pick? But I guess the first one I thought of when you said that this could be a question, it's a little deep, but I was thinking, like I've had a lot of uncomfortable situations with men, and it's a really big driving force for me to make sure that other people feel like, or other women, sorry, are comfortable. So that is probably my big ever driving force to really elevate women and show them what they're capable of. And that's why I'm really passionate about, if I can do something, it shows other women that they can do something as well. So that's kind of why I want State of Salt to be this big, amazing company, to show anyone that came to the retreat that they can do this too. You can do whatever you want, and no one can, stop you from that. More lighthearted note, I was thinking, what else scared me that kind of took me to where I am today is when I moved home from America. When I was living in America, I was doing dance and acting. And then when I came home, I did another full-time acting course. And I was doing yoga on the side, and acting wasn't as big in Australia for me as it was overseas. And deciding, do I take the yoga path? Do I take the acting and dance path? What should I do? And I was speaking to a friend at the time about it. She's like, yoga flows for you so well. Why don't you just do it for a while? If it doesn't feel good, go back to the dance and acting. And I did it, and I did my teacher training in India. I started working straight away. It was hard for a lot of people to get a job at a major studio, but for some reason it just flowed for me. And I would run these retreats or events, and people would just flock to them. So I thought, you know what, this is really working. And it was really scary to kind of let go of the other dreams that I had, but this one just feels so right. And my overall life mission of elevating women is more supported by this path anyway. Yeah. So, but you asked for 3 things. I'm like, I don't know what else scares me, but I think I'm not so much scared of things. Nothing scared me to take me where I am. More so, I'm super driven. So I'm like, let's get it. Like, we don't have any space. Like, I want to do it now. So that's probably my mind frame of it. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, but you can totally tell that you're super, super, super driven. And that's like, that's so cool to watch. Like, it's, yeah, this is going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. It's cool. How about me? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I should have thought about the questions myself in case you were putting them back on me. So a big scary thing for me was coming to Australia, because I came by myself. I actually was meant to go to Canada. But I studied architecture, and I studied fine arts as well. And with architecture, I was always like, I've been always like such an A achiever, trying to get the best marks and all that stuff. Anyway, I moved to a different uni, and in this uni, I finished my thesis. I did my whole thesis, that it's like a whole year, and I failed. And I failed after a year of bloody hard work. And that was the worst nightmare I could have had. That was also at the back of a very bad breakup. So I was putting all the effort, all the hours. I was sitting on the desk just crying and pushing myself to do that bloody thesis. And I failed. So I was like, why are you doing this to me, world? And so, yeah, my plans changed. And instead of going to Canada, I decided to come to Australia, but only because the visa for Australia opened up when I failed. So it was just right timing. And the new thesis I needed. What, sorry?
Did you not want to redo the thesis? You didn't want to do it again?
I did it.
You were like, oh, you did?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, from scratch. I did something completely different, and it normally takes about a year to finish something like that. I did it in 3 months. I was like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
And I passed with a very high mark and everything, whatever. But that is what took me to Australia instead of going to Canada. So bless that jury that made me fail.
Yeah.
But it was very scary. It was very scary because I was still not over that breakup. I was still feeling very broken. And I feel that since I touched Australia, it's been just the best healing journey. And just learning about myself, about who I am as an individual and not me as part of something else, like a relationship. Or I feel that I lost my identity a little bit with that. So coming to Australia has, taught me so many things about me. And that was bloody scary. The other big scary thing, obviously, leaving my job, leaving the comfort of my monthly payslip, and knowing what I do, and I'm good at what I'm doing as well. So it was tricky to let go of that title. She's an architect. That was the most difficult part, I think, for me. Like the status anxiety, sort of. If you're not an architect, what are you then? So that was a big one. And the third one, I don't know. I've been always quite brave, I guess. So cut it to 2. Yeah. 3 is too difficult.
3 things. Oh.
All right, what else do we have? Okay. I think I like this one. Why do you think I think you are a soulpreneur?
Oh, I don't know this one. I thought maybe because you had like an authentic experience on the retreat and it felt genuine and not fake, I hope. But I don't know. Tell me why so I can answer it.
It's not how it works.
I really don't know. I was like, why would you think that about me? I just hope, I guess I hope that maybe it's because you had a beautiful, authentic, genuine experience on the retreat, and that's kind of what I'm trying to cultivate for everyone, and actually make sure you guys are living your best life and you have these experiences that elevate you.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's exactly why I feel it that way. And I could see you as well enjoying, I think just the way how you were looking at us smiling was illuminating your face as well. So when your face illuminates with what you're doing, that's not your brain working, and it's not your brain leading. So I really feel the power of, it's your call, just driving. So I totally see that in you, and I think it's just wonderful that we have connected, and I'm super thankful.
Oh, so great.
What else? I've got another question for you. So obviously, you know that I work with crystals and I engrave on them. I only recently engraved one for myself, which is very dumb.
What?
But
That's great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. I only
Right.
did that before, I think, no. When I quit my job, when I told them about the date that I was going to be finishing, I engraved this crystal. This is our black obsidian, and I put trust yourself.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, this is the one for me. And I'm just holding on to it. I love that. Trust yourself is so powerful. So what would your word be, or your affirmation?
I think I wrote down, when you asked me this, I actually wrote truth and growth. Because
Mm,
to me, you said it earlier, but to me, self-development is so important and growth is so important, because if you're not growing, you're dying. You can't just be stagnant and stay still. You're either going up, and if you're going flat, you're going down. So I really value growth, self-development, so maybe growth, or truth. Yeah, kind of like that whole idea of trust yourself, like this is your path, make sure you're aligning. So truth or growth, I think.
yeah, I like that. I really like that. And I think I'm gonna tell you the name that I have for future Bondi letters, but I will do it on a message because
Yeah,
I am not giving it away.
everyone's like, it's growth.
Okay, we have like ta-da!
Yeah.
DM me and I'll tell you. Uh, all right, the next thing that I have for you is either a book or documentary or podcast recommendation.
Yes. Well, I just recorded a podcast with my friends on funny business. So that's my recommendation. Go listen. It's coming out next Friday, and it's just, again, talking about state of salt. Um, I love reading finance books. I know that's really nerdy and weird, but I love learning about finance, because I think as well that's a part of your health, and not having, I guess, financial security or financial knowledge, it's just as important as learning about nutrition or spirituality to me. So I really valued that. The book I read called Think and Grow Rich. And
I'm reading that now.
that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm well reading. I'm using the audiobook, but
Yeah.
I go for walks, and yeah, that's my company.
I think it's
So
probably my,
good.
because it says Think and Grow Rich, but it's not talking just about financial wealth. It's talking about abundance in all aspects of your life and ways that you can achieve it. And out of all the finance books I've read, they're all spiritual books. They all talk about how important your thoughts are, the information that you're putting into your body, not just by reading, but what you're thinking, what you're surrounding yourself with is so important. And they're all just, yeah, kind of on the same path. And just the importance of you tell yourself on the daily is what you're attracting into your life. And these are finance books telling, not just,
Yeah.
who have hippy dippy books that put into that category. It's not just that. It's, both sides of the spectrum are saying the same thing. So I love it.
Yeah, I love that too. The title was putting me off for a while. Like it took me
Yeah.
a very long time to actually wanting to read the book. Um, but I'm loving it. And it's so much about just how important is your drive and your desire for
Mm,
things, like having in mind an ultimate goal that drives your life. Like
yeah.
how important is that to take action and do everything? And I'm loving it. I'm really, really liking that book at the moment. Um,
You're, that's so funny that I said that and you're reading it.
I love
So
it. And the other one that I read recently that I also listened to it on the car in the car when I was driving down to Sydney was Discover Your Dharma. Uh,
cool. I haven't.
Sarah Rose. So good.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
put that on.
Yeah. Love that one.
Good.
So yeah, that's a bit of things to do in lockdown.
I'm reading, funny that you're talking about desires. So I just finished a Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. That was a really big book to read about finance. But now I'm reading a book actually about desire by a life coach, Christy Whitman, that my mum put on to me. And it's all about desire. And sometimes I think in the yoga world, you know, maybe even in Buddhism, you're to let go of your desires and that they can be sometimes evil, which I don't believe at all. I believe that you need desire because about growth and self-development. That's what, you know, elevates your life. You want to work towards something. So I think desire is so beneficial for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It's the driving force, really, and
Yeah.
the compass to where you're going. So
Yeah.
I love that. One other thing that I was telling my cousin this morning, actually, that I have realized with my little bit of life that I've lived so far, that the best compass that you can get is you feeling great about something. Like when you have this beautiful feeling, I don't know, doing whatever, like anything that makes you feel good doing it, like that you're happy and that you're completely like feeling bliss. That's, do more of that. You know, it's like keep doing this because this is where you should go. And I guess that's what I've been doing with Bondi Letters as well. I had no idea where I was going. I still have no idea what I'm doing sometimes, but I'm doing more of what makes me happy. And for instance, having this conversation with you is like it's really cool. Like I'm really enjoying this. So I know that I have to do more of this.
It's funny that like just provoked a thought in my mind. So I'm not sure if you've read this chapter in Think and Grow Rich yet, but it's called sexual transmutation. So the energy of sex, and not the physical energy, but the transmutation, is that the word? Of how that energy, if you put that with your desire to something, it's the ultimate manifestation power, and that's that good feeling of attracting and actually bringing that into your life and moving forward with a pleasure state rather than a fear state. And the feeling good energy that you're speaking about is kind of on par with that sexual transmutation. I don't know what the word is. Something you'll read.
Transmutation.
That's the one.
And I'm the Spanish speaker.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten to that chapter yet, but I think I'll be close. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been really cool so far. Yeah. So yeah, I'm loving this chat. It's cool. It's really cool to know a little bit more about you. I know that we had some chats during the retreat, but maybe we didn't have the time to, you know, openly have a conversation about other things.
All these cool things.
Yeah, all these business cool things. And I think I don't have more questions. I don't know if anyone that has been seeing us has left any questions. I don't think so. But yeah, if there's anything else that you would like to add or ask me or to wrap this up.
I guess maybe I just want to know what your business name is and how I can follow your next venture. How should we find it? What do we do?
You are very curious. I have registered the name. I have no idea. Where did I register it? I think I bought the domain already. But I still need to get some more social media stuff. I need to grab that before. So I will tell you soon.
Okay. We'll stop.
Yeah, but I think it's not something that I will do now. I see when I envision this beautiful, massive, big space, white space with high ceilings and all of us in these beautiful desks working with our laptops and stuff. I think Bondi Letters is part of it. It's not encompassing it, the idea. So I needed something bigger. And I found a beautiful name to to do all of that. Yeah.
Well, we will look out for that, I promise.
Yeah.
It was so nice to chat to you. Thank you for having me. And
No, thank you so much for coming. It was really good, and I hope I can keep bringing people that inspire others to, to just follow their desire, follow their hearts, and create something so beautiful like what you're creating. And yeah, knowing that what you do really, really matters, and that you are helping people to experience things that are priceless. So yeah, thank you for doing that. Thank you for taking the courage of doing it regardless of any negative thoughts sometimes, or fears, or yeah, and leaving your yoga studio idea behind as well. I think that also requires some courage. Like, well, it's not happening. Okay, I'm embracing this new thing, whatever it is. So thank you for letting go of that, so you could create this that is so unique to what you're doing.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people would feel the same way about you, what you're saying. So thanks for being you.
Thank you. Sending you a super big hug, and
virtual hug.
Yeah, hugs. Thank you so much for joining me.
That's okay. Thanks for having me. I'll text you so I can find out your name.
Bye-bye.